Hello and welcome to Maximo's Planning and Scheduling with Power BI. The planning and scheduling process usually is hard to put in place due to most of the time the information needed is scattered or just not easily accessible in your information system. After you gather information from various distinct data sources, you transform it using spreadsheets. This kind of approach won't allow you to see the forecasted work, the resources availability such as labor and spares, or even the asset availability in the same place. With G3P Consulting Planning and Scheduling with Power BI application, you will have all you need to properly plan and schedule, contributing to smart decisions on what to do in case of need to change the plan in real time. The planning and scheduling cycle for asset care follows a PDCA cycle. It considers 4 different time frames for planning and scheduling: the annual plan, the 6-week rolling plan, the weekly plan, and the daily review. Planning and scheduling always take into consideration the asset availability for maintenance, labor available to perform the task, and spares needed to restore the asset condition. Planning is what needs to be done, scheduling is who does what and when. Effective planning and scheduling cycle requires proper information available in Maximo. So, to know the availability, and the impact in asset downtime, it is required the duration of the maintenance operation, if it produces downtime, and what is the associated priority. You cannot plan without durations. While planning, on the job plan you need to know the overall duration of the work and also the individual task's duration. To know the type of skill required, and the impact in human resources availability, you need to identify the planned craft, the amount of labor required on that skills. This should include the outsourced resources. To know the type of spares required to restore the asset condition, and the impact in spares availability, spares must be in the job plan for preventive and restorative tasks, with the right quantity defined. Only with this information you will be able to plan and schedule efficiently, providing a reliable forecast of resources, with minimum impact in availability. Let us now look to the annual plan and see how we can use Power BI to check the forecasted workload visually. The annual plan should have the best possible balance in terms of availability and resources usage, and has to be discussed and approved by production, and this have to be the base for zero-based budgeting. Using the pre-built Power BI dashboard, you can drill down through the location hierarchy of the site and check which location has more actions forecasted for next year. You can filter per craft and understand how they are needed as the year goes by. By checking if crafts are fully allocated, you can start pinpointing what tasks need improved planning. You can quickly identify which maintenance actions need to be done with the asset stopped, and agree with production on the right schedule. You can also check the work order type. By changing the time window, you can have a better understanding of the distribution of workload along the year. Another way to check the forecast is by looking at all crafts and understand the distribution during the yearly cycle. Again, you can drill down as done previously. Let us now look at the 6-week rolling plan and see how Power BI can help. The 6 weeks rolling plan will provide a detailed insight on the next planned tasks to validate the asset, labor, and spares availability required for those same tasks. Using the pre-built Power BI dashboard, you can use the week slicer and check how the workload is spread in that 6-week window. Again, you can drill down to any location of interest. Another feature is the ability to check the backlog. Also, you can filter the need for downtime. You can additionally filter per work order status. And also filter by work order type, selecting the ones that you wish to focus on. You can find the work orders of interest and go into Maximo to perform the assignment of resources. The weekly plan is an operational cycle where the backlog is prioritized and the next week planned tasks, repairs, and corrective works are scheduled. On the weekly plan, we can visually check the asset labor availability so that we can assign the work. From here, you should also check if any service requests were raised to a specific location or asset, and according to the resource availability, create the associated work orders in Maximo, which will enter the rolling plan. The objective is having at least 80% of hours planned and scheduled for the next week. By using the rolling plan to view and select the week of interest, we can identify the need for leveling and resource assignment to be performed in Maximo. You can also verify if any service requests were raised to that specific location, and according to the resource availability, create the associated work orders in Maximo that will feed into the rolling plan. In Maximo, we can now assign the right resource at the right time. In the Assignment Manager, you can select the work orders to which you want to assign resources. As you assign labor, you can see that the work order assignment status changes. You can repeat the operation for all work orders that need labor assigned. Once all is done, and the dashboard is updated, you can check the changes visually. Returning to the rolling plan dashboard, you can drill down to the location of interest. And by filtering in the week slicer, see the distribution of work orders for the upcoming week. The lowest level of the cycle is the daily review. The daily cycle is, primarily, a check of the adherence to the week scheduled, incorporating the emergency work. The right dashboard helps to manage the workload visually. In this week's schedule, we can see our adherence to the weekly and daily plan. We can check how many work orders are overdue and their status. We can also check the work order type profile. Another useful metric is the expected duration versus the real duration. By drilling down to a specific weekday, we can have a daily review of the workload. You can also select the status of the work order and check which still need to be done. The developed G3P consulting solution for planning and scheduling with Power BI will increase the efficiency of your decisions, in real time, anytime, anywhere. Improve asset, labor, and spares availability. Increase reliability by performing the maintenance strategy defined. Reduce costs by anticipating the work that have to be done. Reduce costs by having the spare parts when required. Reduce costs by avoiding overtime. Ensure that you can perform the maintenance required on your assets with optimized downtime. We have finished this small presentation. Feel free to reach out with any question you may have.